name is Gabriela Jurasek, and I'm the Director of New Media at the Goodman Theater in Chicago. I'm sincerely grateful for the opportunity to talk to you all today about something very near to me, Facebook. I'm sure many of you have heard someone say, we only use Facebook for engagement. People don't buy things on Facebook, or our audience doesn't even use social media. I've heard that too, but in my 5 years at the Goodman, nothing has surprised me more than the power of Facebook's platform. And with the support of a great content team, we've busted all of those Facebook myths and learned a great deal about our audience as well. But before we get into the how of all of this, let's look at the why. You might be curious why I'm concentrating this presentation on Facebook. Well, let's take a quick look at the numbers. Worldwide, there are 1.79 billion monthly active users on Facebook. 1 in 5 page views in the entire US occurs on Facebook. Nearly 30% of all users are ages 25 to 34 years old. The average American spends 40 minutes per day on this site, and Facebook drives almost 25% of all web traffic. When it started in 2004, Facebook was this hybrid student directory and way to flirt with your college crush. Today, it's a global digital ecosystem, media publishing platform, and one of the most powerful consumer databases ever created. With this in mind, the Goodman has embraced Facebook as an advertising platform. But we take it beyond throwing a few dollars behind a post. We're strategic about both the content we promote and the audiences that we target, with the explicit goal of driving ticket sales. Recently, we produced Leonard Bernstein's classic musical, Wonderful Town. According to audience surveys, 20% of patrons said they heard about the show through Facebook. And according to our analysis, almost 22% of all online ticket sales were generated by Facebook advertising. Another great example of the power of Facebook advertising comes from our recent world premiere production of The Magic Play. 11% of people first became aware of the production through social media. This was greater than magazines or newspaper ads, word of mouth, and critical reviews. So how do we do that? According to the Content Marketing Institute, content marketing is a strategic marketing approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and retain a clearly defined audience, and ultimately to drive profitable customer action. In short, content marketing is delivering the right content to the right people at the right time. It takes both planning, research, and a commitment of resources to be successful. I'm going to take you through how I develop our marketing strategy for a typical production at the Goodman. Here are my tips for getting started. Number 1, set up your budget. If you are wondering why I call this presentation No Free Lunch, it's because I want to be absolutely clear that from a budgeting standpoint, you should approach Facebook the same way you do other marketing expenses. This content strategy is not free. We are not trying to make things go viral. In fact, when you think about it, viral is the opposite of what we want. The nature of a virus is that it is uncontrollable, that it does not discriminate. This approach to Facebook is specifically geared to reach the people we know through our own organization's research and our own experiences that they are most likely to actually make a purchase and step foot into our facilities. Yes, getting 10,000 organic shares on your fun and hilarious video is great, but the internet is fickle and that's not something you can plan for. So be smart and promise to make a real investment. Consider making trade-offs. Cut a print ad or forget about the extra postcard mailer. Number 2, review your overall timeline. Every show we produce at the Goodman has a similar production calendar. This season we're producing 9 plays as part of our own subscription season, 2 holiday productions in addition to multiple special events. Take a holistic look at your schedule and list out important dates in your production's timeline. First rehearsals, company meet and greets, design presentations, possibly tech week or other important press pieces, final dress rehearsal, a first public preview of a performance, special audience or donor events, maybe an opening night, critical reviews, special holidays that might overlap with the run of your production, and of course closing night. Get together with your team and decide which of these events are opportunities to both capture exciting content and which dates are great to leverage as part of your plan. Number 3, define your audience. The real power of Facebook comes from the incredible tools they provide you to target and segment your audience. If you're not familiar with the Facebook Ad Manager or Power Editor, get in there and explore. Every single one of the ads we build is done through the Ad Manager. Please, please, please do not use the boost post button that Facebook has so deviously placed on all of your content. The Facebook Ad Manager or Business Manager is really where you can unlock the power of the platform. Before we dig down into the details, I'd be remiss not to mention that for the past 4 years, we've been working with a great digital consulting company called Capacity Interactive to create our Facebook audiences and run our campaigns. We also worked with our web developers, Adage Technologies, to install tracking pixels on our website to help us measure sales conversions. Depending on the size and budget of your organization, partnering with a consulting company may be a great way to help you manage all of your advertising. But even if that's out of your budget, there are still a wide variety of tools that you can familiarize yourself with to measure your Facebook advertising efforts. Not only can you target based on a massive amount of demographic info about your customer, but also a wide variety of additional data points like, number 1, current fans, Facebook users who currently like your page. 2, friends of fans. This will expand the social reach of the first group to include anyone who may be a friend of your main fans. 3, email address. One of the more recent ways to target ads, Facebook now allows you to upload a list of patron emails that you may currently have in your database. This is a great option because you can take the power of your CRM, like Tessitura, and create segmented groups of people that fit your target. For example, we're currently running our ads for A Christmas Carol, and one of our audience segments is previous purchasers of past Christmas Carol productions. You can also use Facebook to target audiences based on phone number, another way to build a custom segment. Number 4, retargeting. Okay, here's where things get a little bit technical. Retargeting is when the Facebook user visits your website on a specific production page. To track this behavior, you'll need to place a pixel on your website. This will need to be done by a website administrator or possibly the web development company you work with. But the beauty of retargeting is that it's something we've all experienced. Have you ever visited your favorite shoe store and lusted over a brand new pair of boots? Well, if later that day you saw those exact same boots pop up on your newsfeed, you've been retargeted too. Using Facebook's immense amount of information, you can target your campaign to users with specific interests. For example, you can target anyone who enjoys live music or jazz or is involved in any different type of activity like volunteering, going to see theater, watching movies, exercise, etc. Here you can even narrow down by profession, and this is also where you can select groups of people who follow other organizations with similar audiences you'd like to attract. 6, lookalikes. Another great tool that Facebook provides is the ability to build lookalike audiences from the patrons that you already have in your system. In short, Facebook has a proprietary algorithm that allows you to upload a list of people subscribed to your newsletter or perhaps past ticket buyers, and Facebook will then create a pool of people who have similar behaviors, demographics, interests to your original group. One exciting thing we've done with this is uploaded ticket buyers to Facebook and then use those as suppression lists for our own campaigns. We recommend removing people from your ad pool often after they've made a purchase, so you're not spending more money targeting them. Then, you take that same suppression list and tell Facebook to give you a lookalike segment of your ticket buyers. We've had a great amount of success with this recently. For our production of Wonderful Town, our lookalike segment had the 3rd highest conversion rate out of all of our segments, second to retargeting and email. Number 4, build a rough publishing schedule. For most campaigns, you're going to want to plan on rotating out your content regularly. This is just an example of what works for us at The Goodman. Based on the type of organization you are and your individual schedules, this may vary. Most of the time, I stick to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for our campaigns. We also start our ads about 2 weeks before our first performance. You don't have to make your plan super specific. Often a lot of the content will shift. If you aren't able to nail down specific dates, try just plotting out your content week by week. You'll get a good idea of when all your assets need to be ready and a handy document to share with your boss. Additionally, if you're working on a team, everyone knows when to have all their items ready to go. As a side note, at times you can tweak how long you want to run a specific post for. Facebook also has a great metrics to look at to make sure your ad is performing well. Take a look at both the frequency and relevancy scores for your ad to get a handle on how users are responding to it. Number 5, create your content. This is the creative part. I want you to liberate yourselves from thinking about creating the perfect ad. My approach to Facebook advertising is to create content that people will want to engage with. Promoting your post through Facebook Ad Manager liberates your content from any arbitrary character limits or link restrictions. Have you made a great video trailer? Promote it. This was the Magic Play trailer, and we promoted it for about 5 days, and it reached over 122,000 people. Did you get a fantastic preview or review from a news outlet? Promote it. This is a promoted post of the Chicago Sun-Times review for the Magic Play. We ran this post for 4 days, and it reached over 100,000 people and actually brought in the most ticket orders out of all of our posts. The Magic Play trailer came in second. Even if you don't have a budget for creating complex videos, you can use websites like Giphy to make animated GIFs that you can use as content as well. And don't shy away from discounts. Often you'll hear about wanting to avoid annoying subscribers by sharing too many single ticket discounts. In the years I've worked on this type of advertising, I have never seen a real case of that materialize. For Wonderful Town, our most successful post overall was a 20% off promo code that we put together in honor of the Chicago Cubs in the playoffs. That's not a huge discount, but it was timely. I just dusted off my Photoshop skills and put this fun image together with a clear call to action. And lastly, number 6, finally post and engage. Now that your content is ready, get it up and running. But for the best campaigns, the work doesn't end there. Just like a garden, your job is not done once the seeds are planted. An active campaign must be cultivated and tended to help you serve your audience members. One of the great benefits of this type of Facebook advertising is that people who already have tickets are going to see your posts. Why is this a good thing? It's the best way to start generating buzz. If you have a successful show on your hands, audience members are going to want to tell their friends and let others know about the experience they had. A great way to jumpstart that feedback is to send thank you emails as soon as possible to your patrons after an event is over. Using Mail2 and Tessitura, I set up our thank you emails to deploy immediately after a production ends. Why is this important? Number 1, it's a great way to thank your patrons and acknowledge them for coming to your venue. Secondly, we invite them to provide us with immediate feedback about their experience on social media. This praise is then seen by their extended social network and anyone else seeing the promoted post, which then generates buzz in the production. This does come with a fair amount of risk that someone will say something negative publicly about their experience, but it gives you a chance to respond to their concerns. And organizations that actively engage with their customer base are seen as more trustworthy and responsive to their thoughts and feelings. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen in today. I'd like to wish you all great success in your own Facebook advertising endeavors.